Say something? Fine. I'll say something. You people, you're not a race. You are a virus. You destroy the world. Everything beautiful you poison. You drag us from our homes. You rape our daughters, murder our sons. You crack our spines and do all you can to break our will. You stab us. Then you put the knife in our hand and tell us it's our fault. And if you don't do it yourself, you stand by, close your eyes, and pretend there's nothing wrong. And then you pray to your God to silence our screams so that you can enjoy the happiness that we built for you with our blood. But it's not your fault. It's the only way you know how to be. And the only thing that will change anything is if another virus comes along and does to you what you do to us. You want me to say something?
Shalom Israel. We want to give all praises, all honor, and all glory to whom it rightfully belongs, which is Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem, Rakah, Quadash, for allowing us to do another lesson. That's Yahweh, which is who the world ignorantly calls God. Yahweh Shai is his son, who the world ignorantly calls Jesus Christ, and there's no God beside them. Double honors to the elder apostles and the elder bishops of Great Millstone for being faithful witnesses to the Rakah Quadash, the Holy Spirit. Salutations to the elect whom the Lord have given ears to hear. And I'm the brother Kahan, and I'm with the brother
Aishiaba.
And we pretty much just want to comment on this video, as I'm gonna let it play in the background. You know, pretty much an Israelite telling the truth to an Edomite, right? Whereas the scriptures say he is as deaf and cannot be satisfied. And we could grab that actually out, what's that, Genesis 3? Because from the very beginning, you know, one people would have enmity against the other. And it's spiritual again, because it's not just anybody, you know, having this conversation, this truthful conversation, but it's the persecuted against the persecutor. The Israelite versus the Edomite.
Good versus evil.
Yup.
This is Genesis chapter 3, starting at Genesis chapter 3, starting at verse, I'll get right to the point. Verse 15, it says, "And I will put enmity between thee and the woman, and between thy seed and her seed. It shall bruise thy head, and thou shalt bruise his heel."
Yup. And with that, you can grab what's the other one? Is it 2nd Ezra 6? Where it breaks down why Jacob was
Oh yeah,
yeah. You know, because the scriptures, as you read into the scriptures, is speaking exactly who this is talking about.
2nd Ezra 6, starting verse 7. "Then answered I and said, What shall be the parting asunder of the times? Or when shall be the end of the first and the beginning of it that followeth?" Meaning, when's going, as the elder Manata Zakba says, when's going to be the end of the first earth age and the beginning of the next earth age? "And he said unto me, From Abraham unto Isaac, when Jacob and Esau were born of him, of Isaac, Jacob's hand held first the heel of Esau." And this is why it's good to understand the milk. Not trying to get too off topic, but you know the milk, you know that story. And that was symbolic. Jacob's hand actually held Esau's heel. It actually happened. Verse 9. "Why? For Esau is the end of the world, and Jacob is the beginning of it that followeth." Because Esau going to be ruling at the end of the age, you know. And then after that, pretty much he be ruling at the end of the world. Then he be taken down, and we going to come up next.
And there was does it say it in 2nd Ezra 6 or Romans 9? I always forget what I said. Pretty much going into you know, it being broken down why the two children were fighting in the womb of Rebecca.
Yeah.
You know what I'm talking about? I don't know if that's 2 Ezra 6 or Romans 9.
That's Romans 9. This is Romans chapter 9.
Yeah, Salaki Akim, that's actually the one I was alluding to when the brother read Genesis 3.
This is the book of Romans chapter 9, starting in verse 11. But before they were born, before they had done anything good in NLT, before they had done anything good or bad, she received a message from God. This message shows that God chooses people according to his own purposes. He calls people, but not according to their good or bad works. She was told, your older son will serve your younger son. In the words of the scriptures, I love, verse 13 in the KJV, as it is written, Jacob have I loved, but Esau have I hated.
Right? Because like the brother said, if you know the story, you know, there was one fighting against the other. Mm-hmm. All right? And pretty much in process of time, the Lord revealed who he was working with. However, when that's already understood, which these devils understand who the Lord is dealing with, who the Lord has always been dealing with, when that revelation comes out, which is today through the prophets, they bring out that, you know, that the Lord still loves Israel, as we all should know, these devils get mad.
Right.
You know, from day one, in that same very story, when you read Genesis 27, Esau had the mind to kill us. Right? And that mind that he has, right, that enmity, as we read in Genesis 3 again, bringing it back home, that enmity between thy seed and her seed, the seed of the serpent, the seed of the wicked one, and the seed of Eve, all right, or today will be the seed of Israel, we will always be at odds.
Right. And this and like the man was saying in the video, in that movie it says it's from Dinner in America. Okay, I guess it came out in 2020. But as he was saying, because he was cussing Esau out, man, you know, he was talking about how he came pretty much drag us from our homes and stuff. It's Exodus 21:16, and he that stealeth the man that selleth him, or if he be found in his hand, he shall surely be put to death. You know, and that's what he did. Esau stole us. He sold us. And when Yahushua comes back, we're going to be found in his hand. So Esau has to be put to death.
Mm-hmm.
You see? And like he said...
I can see his Bible real quick.
Yeah. And like he was saying, man, this man is a virus, you know? This man just destroys anything. Let's say anything beautiful or anything good or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
You got this, the earth polluted, the water, the air, the minds of the people, the food, the clothing. God damn, how the hell you? I believe in some clothing you have pork or whatever lined in it or something like that.
Yeah.
You know, the oils, you can't even, certain oils got pork in it, man. You know? This man is, you don't have to make stuff like that. You see? There's a natural way of doing it. You think the Lord made this whole earth and it wouldn't give us a natural way of having like different oils and smells that didn't go off? No, man. This man doing this stuff on purpose. You know, he would give you some BS reason for it. You know? You have some? If not, I get a scripture.
Yeah, you got it.
You know, and the animals are suffering under this man. You know? Like it was something else.
Oh yeah, I got it.
Yeah.
Deuteronomy 28:49. Again, proving also the Bible to be a book of fiction. I'm sorry, that's saying a book of fact and not of fiction.
Right.
Deuteronomy 28:48. Therefore, thou shalt serve thy enemies, which the Lord shall send against thee, in hunger and thirst and in nakedness, and in want of all things. He shall put a yoke of iron upon thy neck until he have destroyed thee. You know, and even in that point, as the guy mentioned, you know, you destroy us and you put the knife in our hand and blame us. You know, and that's the common narrative to where it's like, oh, why y'all complaining about how bad you got it? You know, you got the same opportunities as us. Why you niggas can't get out of that same rut? You know, because you got us. Pretty much, you orchestrated this society to keep Jake down. No matter if you got certain token niggas that you brought out the hood, you use them to keep us down.
Right. It's like, and then they not only with just Jake, like Southern King, they do with Gad too. They say they make fun of Gad, like, okay, yeah, we conquered your land. You stole it first off because it wasn't yours, and then also, you know, they tell Gad like you had home advantage, you know, and you still lost. You know, taunting Gad with that. You see?
Mm-hmm.
And then they wonder, then they don't like you to complain about it. Okay, but they don't understand their future is going to be their whole nation getting conquered. You'll see how funny it is then.
Yo, Esau literally has something called the Willie Lynch letter. When you look into it, these devils was bragging about it. I forgot exactly which movie, they go into it, but pretty much, long story short, that letter itself is supposed to keep us, boggled down for centuries.
Mm-hmm.
And I bring that out because they say, oh, why you still complaining about slavery that happened so long ago?
Right.
But that trauma still exists.
Right. The effects of it, I believe they even got something, now between light skin and dark skins now. Still.
Wow.
It's just, so we're still affected by that. But it's okay. Because in slavery, we're going to tell your ass not to complain. You better not. We're going to drag you from your homes. They going on slave ships too. The curses we put upon our enemies. They got to go on slave ships.
Yep. It says the Lord shall bring a nation against thee from far, verse 49, 28. From the ends of the earth, as swift as the eagle flieth. Now that eagle represents Esau Edom. You can find that in the book of Obadiah.
Right.
And Esau Edom today is a so-called white man.
Mm-hmm.
A nation whose tongue thou shalt not understand, a nation of fierce countenance, which shall not regard the person of the old, nor shew favor to the young. All right? And, as we're speaking, I'm letting the video play in the background. And you see what he's saying. That's pretty much one of his complaints. That you pretty much destroyed the things that were right. Esau has it documented. Was this guy Bartholomew Stelis Casas? He has it documented that because Northern was so passive and nice towards Esau felt it was in his right to put them as slaves, you so-called Hispanics and natives. Right? So this is what we're dealing with here.
Yeah. He's
speaking it, but we understand it through the scriptures.
Real quick. Revelation 11:18. And the nations were angry, and thy wrath is come, and the time of the dead, that they should be judged, and that thou shouldest give reward unto thy servants the prophets, and to the saints, and them that fear thy name, small and great, and shouldest destroy them which destroy the earth.
And how the earth destroyed mainly is because of the blood that was spilt on this land. That's why the Lord got to clean it up by blood. By your blood, actually. Yeah, I got some real quick. Psalm 73 and 6. Therefore pride compasseth them as a garment. Violence. Let me start at 5. They are not in trouble as other men, neither are they plagued like other men. Right? So you can look down on the you can look down on the slaves essentially and try to and pretty much ridicule them, condescend them as to why they can't get out of their predicament. All right? But it says neither are they plagued like other men, therefore pride compasseth them about as a chain, violence covereth them as a garment. And that's pretty much what it has been, what it will be, and what it's going to continue to be.
Mm-hmm. And he said, the only way for things to change is if another virus comes along and does to you what y'all did to us. And that's going to be when Yahweh Shai comes back. It's going to be a righteous virus, And it's going to benefit the whole world, man.
Mm-hmm.
This is Isaiah 14, starting at verse 5. The Lord hath broken the staff of the wicked and the scepter of the rulers.
Right.
Because when Yahweh Shai comes back, he's going to take their power away.
Yeah, man. Yahweh Shai is like the alkaline diet, to a disease. To where normally it would destroy the body. But the alkaline diet reverses that disease.
Right.
And that long time disease upon Israel is that stiff neck, which kept us under you.
Yeah.
Which allow those curses to overtake us.
Yeah, which is sin.
Mm-hmm.
When Yahweh Shai comes back, we ain't gonna be able to sin no more. But verse 6, he who smote the people in wrath with a continual stroke, He that ruled the nations in anger is persecuted and none hindereth. Because, you know, the way he treats these different countries and stuff, like dropping bombs on them, etc., you know. Verse 7, the whole earth is at rest, and is quiet. They break forth in the singing. Yea, the fir trees rejoiceth thee, and the cedars of Lebanon, saying, since thou art laid down, no fellow has come up against us. So when he goes down, as it says, the whole earth is at rest. You know, it's gonna be really gonna be peace on earth. You see, so he has to go down for peace to come. What's that? That's a perfect precept. This is Revelation 6:4. And there went out another horse that was red, and power was given to him that sat thereon to take peace from the earth, and that they should kill one another. And there was given unto him a great sword, and that's Esau, man.
Yep.
You know, that sword he was given by Isaac, which is Yahushai, and in one of his past reincarnations. You know, that's how he's taking peace from the earth, man. That blessing. But soon his blessing is going to be of no, you know, it's going to be useless. You know?
Exactly. And when Yahushai comes back, you grab Isaiah 15. 1 Corinthians 15:23, I think. 23, 24.
Yeah, it says, but every man in his own order, Yahushai the first fruits, afterward they that are Yahushai's at his coming. Then cometh the end, when he shall have delivered up the kingdom to Yahweh, even the Father, when he shall have put down all rule and all authority and power. For he must reign till he hath put all enemies under his feet. The last enemy that shall be destroyed is death.
Right? So death, whereas Esau is a part of that. You know, he fits that description well. So Esau is going to be destroyed, and just the representation, his representation, you know, this life of sin, that's going to be destroyed.
All right.
You know, how you view family, how you view women, how you view children, how everything is viewed is going to be switched right side up. And we could finish it off with Revelation 21:2. Or is that healing in his wings? 21:4. Around that area. Actually, start at the top.
It's around Malachi.
That's a good one too. But I wanted the one in Revelation. You should come with healing in his wings.
Revelation 21:1. It says, and I saw a new heaven and a new earth, for the first heaven and the first earth were passed away, and there was no more sea.
Yep, pretty much going into this rulership.
Right. You know, that's that and a refreshed planet Earth after the destruction, and no more sea, meaning after the destruction there will be no more heathen rulerships ever again. Verse 2. And I, John, saw the holy city, New Jerusalem, coming down from Yahweh out of heaven, prepared as a bride adorned for her husband. And I heard a great voice out of heaven saying, behold, the tabernacle of Yahweh is with men, and he will dwell with them, and they shall be his people, and Yahweh himself shall be with them and be their power. And the Most High shall wipe away all tears from their eyes, and there shall be no more death, neither sorrow nor crying, neither shall there be any more pain, for the former things are passed away.
Right? So Yahushua still got a job to do, man. And he already promised us that he's gonna clean things up. You know, our job is to humble ourselves to his ways. You know, look forward to him, crying to him. Okay? And that was pretty much it, man. Just wanted to harp on this potent video. I'll play it back for you, brothers. And you know, with that, you have anything else you want to say?
Hey, DTE, death to Esau, man.
There you go. So with that, all praises, honor, and glory goes to Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushai, Ba'ashem Rakakwadash, for allowing us to do another lesson. Double honors to the elder apostles and the elder bishops of Great Millstone. Shalom to the elect.
You people, you're not a race. You are a virus. You destroy the world. Everything beautiful you poison. You drag us from our homes. You rape our daughters, murder our sons. You crack our spines and do all you can to break our will. You stab us. Then you put the knife in our hand and tell us it's our fault. And if you don't do it yourself, you stand by, close your eyes, and pretend there's nothing wrong. And then you pray to your God to silence our screams so that you can enjoy the happiness that we built for you with our blood. But it's not your fault. It's the only way you know how to be. And the only thing that will change anything is if another virus comes along and does to you what you do to us. You want me to say something?